Hi there and welcome to Mo's Buffalo. I'm Lauren Hall. Hope you're having a nice start to the week. Summer is not slowing down and there are no shortage of things to check out this week if you are looking to fill up your calendar. Joining us live in studio right now is Visit Buffalo Niagara's President and CEO Patrick Kaler. And Patrick, you brought with you some of your most popular guides. So tell us all about Buffalo on Foot.
It is. So this is, like you said, our most popular guide. This thing flies off the shelf. We just did a reprint of it. Of course, things change all the time, but this is a guide to doing walking tours around Buffalo. Also includes East Aurora, but it has really great little nuggets of information, even little places where you might stop and get a coffee or a pastry or some lunch along the way. A nice little boutique, but it really just highlights all the great special things about Buffalo, but you can do it on foot.
And again, this is for a self-guided tour.
It is. It's all self-guided, so you don't have to hire a tour guide or a tour company. You just pick up this guide and you're on your way.
Yeah, great for even if you live here.
That's right.
But if you have visitors and just want to check out a neighborhood.
Love this.
Yeah. Where can people get it?
They can get it. Actually, it's available digitally online. We have it at our many of our visitor guide spots along throughout all of Erie County, and you can also call our office and we'll mail you one.
Perfect. Definitely this season for those outdoor self-guided or guided tours.
That's
I guess.
Right.
Also coming up next month is the National Wing Festival coming up, well, I guess at the end of this month, Labor Day weekend.
It's early this year.
It is.
So Labor Day is early, which means the Buffalo Wing Fest is early this year. But we have teamed up with the Wing Festival and we are doing a giveaway. So even you locals can get a 2-night stay at the Hyatt downtown, and you'll get 2 tickets to the festival. You'll also get coupons for food and drink at the festival itself. But, you know, a nice little getaway here in Buffalo. So we encourage all of our locals to sign up.
And it is back downtown this year after a couple years in Orchard Park.
Exactly.
So that's very convenient.
It is very convenient.
And what about what's going on this week?
We have so much happening this week. So tomorrow night at the Bidwell Parkway Summer Concert, the BPO will be performing at 7 p.m. The Erie County Fair starts on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we're going to go down to Jamestown because it is the Lucille Ball Comedy Festival. That runs Thursday through Sunday. Saturday night, we're going to go to the KeyBank Center for the Goo Goo Dolls, or we can go to the Outer Harbor for Cooper Allen. And then Sunday, we've got 2 festivals happening. We've got the Asian Food and Culture Festival. That's 11 a.m. at Canalside, and then the annual Pine Grill Jazz Reunion the second weekend, and that's from 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. at MLK Park.
Yeah, I heard the first weekend that was amazing, so weekend number 2 comes up this weekend.
That's right. It looked great on the news this morning, so I'm glad everybody was having a good time, and go back again this weekend.
Speaking of the fair, again, Patrick said it starts on Wednesday, and there are some special deal days to know about.
That's right. So on Wednesday, if you bring 4 cans of food, each person, you get free admission.
Channel 2 day.
Okay,
yes.
Good reminder. So take your canned foods, as well as on Thursday, it's senior discount day. And good to know, I'm not a senior yet. You have to be 62 years or older with your ID. Friday is Firefighters Day, and Sunday is Veterans Day.
And the ducks will be there every day.
Every day.
Getting bigger and bigger in front of your eyes.
And over 40 new food vendors this year.
Yeah,
so that'll be fun.
We're going to check some of those out this week for Out to Eat, so stay tuned on Thursday for that. But yeah, definitely a jam-packed couple weeks and just another jam-packed month coming up here. So Patrick, where can people go to find out more about Buffalo on Foot and everything you just mentioned, as well as anything else happening around town?
That's right. So for this week and every week, you're going to go to visitbuffaloniagara.com and follow us on all of the social media platforms. Visit Buffalo Niagara.
All right, Patrick, with Visit Buffalo Niagara, thanks so much for being here on Most Buffalo. Now, to tell you about this, renovations at a longtime Hamburg pizzeria turned up something very unexpected. Now, people who work there are trying to uncover more about the building's past. Here's our Courtney Courtwright with the story.
Kind of neat to be one of the oldest places in Hamburg.
Now Pizzeria has layers of history. But it's not just what you see on the outside.
It's been up since, 70.
It's also what was tucked away inside.
I think it's amazing that it's almost 150 years old.
That shows memories from long ago.
He actually ripped off one of the boards and pulled out a chunk of newspaper.
As they're doing renovations, an Our Fair newspaper from 1881 was found.
Brittle, and if you touch it, it crumbles and falls apart.
Page after page.
There's a P.O. box, and it says New York.
Offering a glimpse of life back then.
There's a lot of like home remedies on there. There's a poem about a woman's life.
Finding old newspapers inside walls isn't uncommon.
If we peeled off more of the vertical planks, we would have been able to find probably more newspapers.
Back then, they were often used as insulation.
But the fact that it was still here after all these years was pretty neat.
And since then, Jolene has been digging deeper
I sat at my desk for 10 hours just looking up everything I could find.
into the story of 88 Main Street.
There was like 5 different women's clothing stores that were here. There was a photography studio, and then there was a dry cleaners here.
Paying tribute to the past
So now it's encased in the walls.
and legacies built here over decades through family, tradition, and time. On your side, Courtney Courtwright, Channel 2 News.
Here with meteorologist Dan Russell now. That's so cool. I loved seeing that old newspaper. They really packed a lot of information in those old newspapers.
And it was kept together. It's still in pretty good shape.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
good
they
quality.
did used to use that for insulation, but
Yeah.
a lot of times it was crumbled up, it was ripped up for that insulation. But to get it in one piece like
Yeah,
that,
good point.
that's pretty impressive.
Like they were supposed to find it.
Right?
Yeah, really amazing.
Pretty cool.
Really cool stuff. And without further ado,
Yeah.
we need the recap from the corn shucking contest at the Eden Corn Fest.
Absolutely. Well, over the weekend, the Eden Corn Festival was, of course, the place to be. Patrick and I were having some fun with the celebrity corn husking contest Saturday afternoon. There we are, going for it. Again, you can see the corn. We're racing. We had about 3
Oh, so you
minutes.
actually went head to head with Patrick.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
right next to
Oh,
me.
man.
Dan Dunleavy right there. He even did the play-by-play, which was pretty awesome. So right there, that was all the way up. We had exactly 3 minutes to do as much as we can.
Okay.
And ultimately, we tallied it up. Mm-hmm. I came in second in my heat.
Amazing.
So good. I
Good job.
I
I
was
know you're
somewhat
not happy with that.
I wanted more, right? I wanted more. And then they had another heat. There was 10 of us all together, and they had another heat. And then the 2 winners went together and battled it out to win the ultimate championship. And of course, I didn't even make that round. So
what did you learn? What will you take with you to next year's contest?
well.
You picked up some strategy, it sounds
the
like.
cleanliness of the corn doesn't have to quite be, say, pot ready. You know, there could be some hairs, there could be a few leftover strands, but that's no reason why I didn't come in first this year. But definitely some tradition, if you will, for next year, but a little bit more, I don't know, intensity, if you will.
Well, every year, you only get to do this once a year, right? I mean,
Once
you
a
get
year.
better and better.
Yep.
And who won?
I believe his name is Dave Allen from YRK.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Brett Allen from
Congratulations.
YRK. Yep.
Mr. Allen, congratulations.
He is the one that won it last year as well and the year before. So he's a big-time three-time defending champion. And so he's the one that, we're going after you next year.
But you will be back.
Oh,
you don't have like
absolutely.
sour grapes or.
I was already like,
Yeah.
get me into another round. Let's go. Let's get
Well, you
after
guys,
it.
you looked good out there. It looked like it was fun. And yeah, hopefully next year, maybe we'll get the win next year.
Yeah,
Want someone from Team 2. We'll
Yes.
see.
Yes.
This is so exciting. Turning to the Bills, we are celebrating the greatest coach in the team's franchise history. Legendary coach Marv Levy turned 100 years old over the weekend. Take a look.
Remarkable.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, I have chills, and it happened right at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. How perfect. He was surprised by friends and family at the museum in Canton, Ohio, including former Bills wide receiver Andre Reed. Levy still holds the Bills record for wins by a coach with 112. Sean McDermott is in close second, Dan, just like you, with 86. So he lived to see 100. Now he's just got to live to see a Bills Super Bowl.
Oh, would that be amazing? I was hearing Tasker actually was talking about this past weekend and Marv Levy and his birthday celebrations and how everybody was just wanting to come up and just touch him. Like, they just wanted to be in the same room, in the same vicinity as Coach. So.
Over the weekend, my family and I actually got to attend a 100th birthday party for an extended member of our family. So we had never been to a 100th birthday party before. And I totally understand what Tasker meant by that, because it truly does feel like an honor to meet a centenarian.
Right.
And to have my daughter Daisy there, who is a couple weeks away from her first birthday.
Aww.
And there's 99 years in between them.
Really
And they,
kind of
we're we got to share the room and just to think about everything that she's lived through and to hear her be honored by members of her family. Yeah, it's a really special thing. So,
it is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it was really cool. So happy birthday, Coach. And now to the holidays.
Oh yeah, and the Holiday Classic is coming to Buffalo. A Charlie Brown Christmas live on stage is headed to Shea's Buffalo Theater for one night only. December 10th, the Broadway-style production brings the beloved Peanuts gang to life with colorful sets, music, and choreography, all based on the original 1965 TV special. This is part of a national tour celebrating the 60th anniversary of A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Listen, I'm excited for them, but I don't want to talk about Christmas right now.
This story came out last week, and I got a little nervous. I'm just like, whoa. But yeah,
that'll be very nice.
You're going to get those tickets, though, when they become available.
So if it's one night only. Now, speaking of an attraction that is coming up right now, if you're looking for a spot to check out, you can head over to the Sunflowers of Sanborn. Throughout the month, you can enjoy several craft shows, plus through the end of September, there will be live music on select Saturdays. The Sunflowers of Sanborn is open Thursday through Monday from 11 to 8, and that is always a very fun thing to see this time of year when they're in bloom, if you can hit it right.
I feel Daisy would maybe like to see some sunflowers.
Yeah, they're in the Daisy family.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. That's right. Well, we have a lot more to come here on Most Buffalo when we return. Back now on Most Buffalo, and we are celebrating Western New York. Every month, the National Comedy Center in Jamestown hosts a memory cafe for those living with memory loss and for their loved ones. Our Natalie Foss paid them a visit to learn more about how they hope to help.
It's really just engaging what that person loved to do prior to their dementia diagnosis and earlier in life.
The National Comedy Center has joined a list of other Western New York organizations like the Buffalo History Museum and Art Park in hosting a memory cafe for those living with memory loss and their caregivers.
It's an opportunity to take a step back from, the day-to-day experience and just find what we hope are moments of connection and joy and laughter with one another.
On the first Monday of every month, they're invited to enjoy the museum and attend free programming.
This month, our programmatic presentation during Memory Cafe is all about Lucille Ball because we're going to be celebrating her birthday later this week. So we're going to be doing a brief presentation with some refreshments about Lucille Ball.
It's not only enjoyment for those living with memory loss, but can be respite for their caregivers as well.
You're giving resources, you're giving support, and they're feeling refreshed and better about what they're going through. So it ultimately can contribute to better care for the individual with dementia.
While coffee and pastries are not guaranteed at these memory cafes, they have a different specialty: joy.
The feelings that are associated with the memories are that biggest part because they're what's going to help that person in that moment.
On your side, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
And in restaurant news, there is a new soul spot in North Buffalo. It's right on Hurdle Avenue, and it's called Heaven's Countertop Soul Food Dining and Catering. They held their grand opening recently. They are serving up delicious homemade dishes. The owners tell us that they decided to open this restaurant in just 2 weeks because they felt the neighborhood needed a place where people could get together, feel at home, and enjoy real comfort food.
I love cooking. It's very therapeutic, and I love being able to serve my community. There's fried chicken, mac and cheese, collard greens, the good old soul food staples. So,
Peach cobbler.
They are open Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and for Sunday brunch from 1 to 3. And the first ever Yoga is Art Festival happened in Buffalo over the weekend. It was held on the Great Lawn at the Buffalo AKG, and the theme was to remember. Now, it is meant to be a day of yoga, creativity, and mindfulness to remember those affected by Alzheimer's. Organizer Corey Sampson put the event together in honor of his grandma and grandpa.
To remember the loved ones, to remember the memories, and to also recognize that yoga means to remember, to recollect, to reconnect and come back together to self with our breath, with our body, with our movement, and with understanding of our emotions.
Proceeds from the event help support the Alzheimer's Association Western New York chapter. And the start of the school year is almost here, so it's time to pack a backpack. Our annual school supply drive is coming up next Thursday with some help from First Student, 4 Pillar, Tops Friendly Markets, and the Boys and Girls Club. You can drop off donations of new notebooks, binders, pens, pencils, any school supplies at Tops in Depew and Amherst. Again, that'll be happening August 14th. And we have more to come here on Most Buffalo when we return. Back now on Most Buffalo, music is bringing people together for a special cause next month. A charity concert here in Buffalo on September 6th is helping to raise money for a memorial in St. Catharines to honor Rush drummer Neil Peart. The city plans to build a park in his honor, giving fans a space to reflect and remember. The show is called the Great North American Rush Off. It's happening at Sportsman's in Buffalo. Proceeds go toward the memorial project. And with us in studio is Tom Reagan of Shred and Reagan from 97 Rock. You're helping to put on the show.
Yep.
Tell us about Neil Peart.
Neil had...
Thanks for being here, by the way.
Oh, good seeing you. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Neil had both a blessed and a tragic life. He obviously is one of the best drummers ever in rock music. He was in one of the most successful bands, but he lost his child at a certain point. Then he lost his wife soon after. And he left the band and he left everything. And he just rode on his motorcycle out west and wanted to try and forget it all and rebuild his life. And he did. And then he got back with the band and they toured, and then he gets brain cancer and he dies. And so fans have for the longest time, I think, wanted to give back, find a way to give back in some way. And so the idea was in St. Catharines, build this memorial. I don't know if you've ever been up to Port de Lucie, but it's at the pier. It's beautiful, and it's a calming, reflective place. This is where he used to go to write, and they want to put some statues up in his honor and then build a park and a memorial wall, and that's kind of what they're trying to get built, and that's what we're trying to help out.
So tell us about the concert, September 6th.
So it's at Sportsman's, and we've got one of the best tribute bands in Western New York, if not all of New York State and around the world. They're Analog Kids. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to see them, but Analog Kids are phenomenal. They're nuts about Rush. It's three guys, and they live, eat, and breathe the whole thing. And then Larry, who's the drummer, he's got one of these Neil Peart-like drum sets. It's like 9 different toms, and he's got a cymbal and a crash and all this stuff. And he's going to be playing. They're all going to play. They're great. And then we've got a bunch of other bands as well. Garden Party, Stavo, they're a prog rock band out of Rochester. The Night Crew, Wilcox Manor. I believe we're even going to have Crickwater, and they're going to do an Irish version of a Rush song. So that should be fun.
That would be amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And I imagine you'll have a lot of Buffalo fans there, and then people from Canada as well.
Yeah. Neil Peart's sister is going to be making the drive over, Nancy. And so Nancy's going to come along, and she's going to talk a little bit about her brother. And we're trying to get the Starman. I don't know if you've ever seen the covers of the album. The Starman's up there. He's looking at the star. He has no clothes on, but he's going to have clothes on. But he's going to be there, and he's going to be a big part of the show, hopefully too. And we're just trying to involve more people all the time, artists, and maybe a chance to auction off a couple of items and try to raise money to have this thing built.
What made you guys want to put the show together?
I've always been a Rush fan. I know we've all been, at the station, Shred as well, and same thing. And we always sort of rallied around this band. And then we heard that this memorial was going to be built, and then, kind of wondered what they were doing with it. And we figured if we can help in some way, there are so many bands and people who listen to 97 Rock and a show who love Rush. We figured it was a natural. It just made sense. And so hopefully it does, and they actually get the park built.
He really is. Maybe you didn't know the name, but once you see his face and the bandana, you know exactly who he is.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. The other thing about it is not only his sister Nancy, I've gotten to know her a little bit, but, the band as well. Good people, really good people. Their heart's in the right place, so it makes sense to try to help out.
And our neighbors from really just over the border.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Big impact.
Yeah, September 6th, where do they get the tickets?
97rock.com, you can get tickets there, and it's real easy to find. Tickets are $21.12 for Rush fans, $50 for VIP.
Anything else you want people to know in the last 20 seconds before you go?
No, I think it's just if there's any way that you want to buy tickets, or I do have one more thing. And if you're a local band and you can make a Rush tribute song, we're going to start a streaming project in the fall that's also going to help the whole thing out. So if there's any way that you band, whatever, go ahead, make a song.
That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for being here, Tom Reagan. We'll see you back here Thursday.